This is a tutorial for activity 1.5.6 bracket. Alright, I'm starting on page 2 and I'm going to go through the step-by-step procedure. It says to go to File menu, which is up here, and just mouse over New. And once you do that, make sure that you've selected metric and come over to standard mm.ipt. First thing they would like us to do is to sketch a rough triangle, which we will dimension to 50 millimeters by 156 millimeters. In order to do that, of course, we have to start our 2D sketch and select our XY plane. And grab the 2-point rectangle. I'm just going to open it up and dimension to the smaller side, being 50. And front. And dimension the side to 156 millimeters. And front. And then it says to change to isometric view, which will do that if you finish your sketch. Hit the home button so you can see the whole thing. And then finally we want to extrude the sketch to a distance of 87 millimeters. So extrude and change that 10 to an 87. And OK. And I'm just going to go back to the home button. And they want us to save the file as brackets. So save as. Make sure you find your H drive in the bracket. I already saved one, so I'm just replacing it. Okay, so now we're turning to page 3. Step number 10, use the rectangle command to draw a shape similar to the sketch in figure 2. Be sure to see the coincident constraint on the top line and side line. And I'll show you that. So we're going to draw a sketch right here on this space. I like to use my pan tool and my zoom tool in there. And I'm going to grab a rectangle. And it looks like they want us to start on the right. So I'm going to come up here and make sure I'm touching my top line. I like to start over in the corner to get the green dot, and then I just open it up. Pretty much any shape, because you will dimension it to 65 by 32. So the dimension. Get my 65, which if I want I can drag over here. Oops. Don't want me to drag it. That's okay. Doesn't need to be dragged. And in the bottom part here will be 32. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and draw the other one over here, same size. Grab the rectangle. I like it in that green dot in the corner. There it is. Just open it up. You can eyeball it if you'd like. And then make sure your dimension tool is selected in the same dimensions here. 65, and its bottom one will be 32. Alright, looks like we're all set there. It says in order to create a notch on the right and left sides, we have to use the cut operation. So we're going to finish our sketch and go to extrude, and we want to make sure we click on both of these shapes. And we're going to go ahead and change this to 65. And we're going to cut it, which is here, and hit OK. And let's try that one more time. Let's go to extrude, let's grab both of these, go ahead and cut it. For some reason it didn't work that first time. It's OK. And we're going to click OK. And there we have our shape left. It should look like the picture on page 3. Then we need to create a sketch environment here on this space. And again, pan tool and zoom really helps. And he wants us to draw a rectangle in the center here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab rectangle and make sure when you do hit that top it does turn blue, and you'll see that yellow kind of snap too. I'm just going to open a rectangle somewhere around here, and of course use your dimension tool. And it needs to be 50 here. I'm just going to do this one. Ooh, almost got it. 50. And then they're doing something interesting, which I think is pretty cool. They want us to make sure that this line right here is 29 millimeters away from this line. So you just simply click here, go down to this line. Didn't get it that time. It's okay, we'll try it again. This line, do that line, and then come over and make sure that's 29. And then they want us to do the distance from this side to this side, which should be 21 on both sides, so it doesn't really matter which one you do. So I'm just going to go here to here, and bring it up here, and then we're really close. I'm eyeballing that. Okay, so we are all set. So once you're done there, they want us to cut this certain distance here, and that distance is going to be 27 millimeters. So we'll finish it, and we'll extrude, and make sure we get the shape. We're going to do a cut, but we don't want to do it 65, we want to do it 27. And once you get that, click OK, and we've got this nice shape here. Okay, we're going to go to page 4. Now we're going to be placing a point so we can create a hole. So all you need to do is go up to 2D Sketch, click on this space right here, and again, grab that hand tool, zoom in a little bit, and go to the point tool, and just put it in there. And it looks like we're going to be 23 millimeters from here, and we're going to be 16 millimeters from the point to this side. So we're going to grab dimension, and you have to get the little plus sign to turn red, click on it, and come over here to the right, and according to our directions it needs to be 16. And we're all set there. And then the distance from the top to here has to be 23. So again, click on our point, go up here, get that red line, come out this way, and man, we were close, 23. And then go ahead and finish. And it looks like that we need to create a hole. And I'm just going to make my menu, my whole menu, look like the one for number 20. So it looks like we're going to be doing this one here, which is a counter bore. And we're going to keep this selected here, and it is going to be through all, so it's not for distance. And this needs to be 13 millimeters. And then the top two have to be 18 and 10 respectively. And you might see things change, and just make sure again that everything matches. Once you do, click OK. And we've got a nice little counterboard hole. And we're going to go ahead and do this other one over here. And you follow the same steps. So I'm going to go ahead and click over here. Again, love the pan tool and the zoom tool. And okay. And point. And placing it, eyeballing it first. And go to dimension. And from here to the side needs to be 16. And again, from the point to the top must be 23. And just go through the same steps you did for the other side. So finish your sketch, and create a hole, and everything should match. So take a second to make sure it does. Click OK, and you should have two identical counterboard holes. Cool. Alright, we're moving on to page 4. And we're going to create the holes right up here. So again, we're going to have to start a sketch. Make sure you select this back here so that red rectangle is highlighted. And our very useful hand tool. And we need to create 2 points. And let's place them in here. There's 1. There's 2. Okay, and so now we have to do some dimensioning. So it looks like this top one here, again, dimension, click the red, go to the top. Sometimes it takes a couple of clicks. That needs to be 15. So I'm just going to click it here and change it to 15. So we're set there. And then the distance from the left over here, I'm going to go ahead and start over here. Click it in there. Didn't work, so I'm going to cancel that. Go back to my dimension. Click here. Go over this side. And that then needs to be 23. Oh, we eyeballed it pretty close. And then the bottom one, again, this distance is going to be 23. And now the distance to the top is going to be 42. I'm going to click here, here, make sure this is 42. Perfect. Alright, because we have 2 points, we're going to be able to create 2 holes at the same time here. So you go ahead and finish your sketch. And go to your hole. And we're going to change it just a little bit. We're going to select the bottom one here. Again, make it match the same menu that you have on your screen. Paper. So 20 millimeters and 90 degrees and 13 millimeters. And we're going to make sure this is a straight hole that's not threaded. And we're doing it through all. And so click OK. And you've got your holes. Alright. So let's move on to page number 6, where we're going to do some fillets. Okay. So now we're going to be filleting a couple of vertical lines here. This one here, this one over here, this one here, and this one here. And then we're going to go ahead and fillet the same here and in here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the fillet tool. And we have to change it to 12 millimeters. I think it defaults to 2. So I'm just going to click right in here and put a 1 in front of the 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and start clicking on the edges here to fillet those. And use my orbit tool so I can see the other side. And go ahead and go ahead and apply that. And then we're going to do the inside fillets now. Same thing, 12. So we go here and here and apply. And then the rest of these edges we're going to fillet to 3 millimeters. So we're just going to come back here and change that to 3. And just go around all these here and make sure they're all filleted nicely. And once you have everything filleted, make sure the back's all set if you missed one. Go ahead and apply. And exit out of this. Go home. You should have a nice filleted finished bracket. Okay, so answer the 3 conclusion questions on the back. Nix that. Let's not answer the conclusion questions. Let's just have this as our extra practice before you start your very own project. Don't forget to save it.